So next step in the crop production is crop protection and weeding. So what are weeds? So weeds are the unwanted plants in the crop fields. Okay, weeds are the unwanted plants in the crop fields. So if weeds are there, the weeds will take that plants will take all the nutrients that we gave to the crops to grow. Okay, so we have to take it, either we have to pluck it by using our hands, or we have to use any machines, or we have to use some chemicals to eradicate, to remove the weeds from the field. So this portion we will see how we can remove the weeds from the crops. Okay, so in the field, as I said, do the undesirable or unwanted plants that grow naturally. Okay, without giving any seed, without giving any seed, it will grow. That type of plants, the undesirable plants, the unwanted plants, is known as the weeds. Okay, so it is a strong and it will grow fastly comparing to the crops. So the removal of the weeds is called weeding. 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 Okay, the weeding is necessary since the weed compete with the crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. If it is space means if the crops need space to grow, right? If the weeds are there, the weeds will grow fastly and the crops will not get the space to grow. Then light also it will not get, and the water, nutrients, what all we are giving to the crops, it will be taken by the weeds. Some weeds interfere even in harvesting, and maybe sometimes it will be poisonous for animals and human beings. So the farmers adopt many ways to remove the weeds and control their growth. So one thing is that as we saw during the plowing, the weeds which is already present will be mixed with the soil, and it will go under the soil. So some other things is that we can take it out by using manually. Okay, the best time for the removal of weed is before they produce the flowers and seeds. The manual removal includes the physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from time to time. In your area, maybe different names will be there. Depending upon the state, that removal of the weeds, we will give some common name. In your textbook, one name is there, that is kurpi. Okay, a seed drill is also used to cut the weeds, to remove the weeds. So maybe you have seen the machine to cut the weeds, that they will cut it. Maybe if we are cutting it above the root, it will cut. After few days again it will grow. Okay, so there are different techniques to cut the weeds or stop the growth of the weeds. So the weeds, we can control the weeds by using chemicals, that is known as the weedicide. Okay, the weeds can be controlled by using chemical, that is known as the weedicide. So one of the example is that 2,4-D. Okay, different types of chemicals are available. They are sprayed in the fields to kill the weeds. Like using some machines, it will be sprayed in the fields. So the weeds, that plant will dry off. Okay, they do not damage the crops. The weedicides are diluted with water to the extent required and sprayed in the fields with using the sprayer that you can see in this diagram. So the weeds are sprayed during the vegetative growth of weeds before flowering and seed formation. The spraying of weedicide may affect the health of farmers. So we should take care, because weedicides are what? Chemicals. So the farmer should take care while using this weedicide. They should cover the nose and mouth with a piece of cloth during the spraying of this chemicals. Okay, is it clear? So you have to learn what are weeds, what are weedicide, how we will remove the weeds from the crops. Okay.